I've received one promotion in my career so far, and the second that I got promoted, the only thing that I could start thinking about literally the next day was, how can I start doing things today that will move me closer to getting promoted faster? And to me, that was literally terrifying. And once I had that thought of waking up the next day and already starting to think about how I can get promoted again, I started realizing how broken promotions are and how much we value them in a really weird way. And I think people want to get promoted for different reasons. Some people simply want to make more money. Some people want to feel like they're making progress towards some sort of goal. Some people want to feel like they're more important and that they have more influence in a company. I think other people honestly just want to know that they're doing a good job and they feel validated from their company that they are. But having gone through this process once and immediately being suckered into wanting to think about the process again, I really realized a few different things. The first thing that I realized that was sort of crazy is that my career is going to be very long, hopefully, or I guess maybe not hopefully, depending on how you're looking at it. But if I'm going to work for almost 40 years, hopefully I'm going to get promoted at least a handful of times during those 40 years that I'm working. And so I started thinking to myself, why am I literally trying to get promoted after I had just gotten promoted? If I have 40 years to presumably get to at least the next level. And I thought that was really scary. It is very strange, I think, how much emphasis we put on doing things quickly. And sometimes I think we don't really know where we're going. We don't actually know why we want the next promotion. And even if you look at the 40-year career that you might have, and let's say you got promoted 10 times, I think looking back, you probably won't even care about your promotions. You might not care at all. You might not know what each of the promotions actually netted you and got you. And I bet you if I asked you to name half the years that you were promoted, you might not even be able to do that. But I think looking back, if I asked you, do you actually care that your promotion took you 2 years, your first promotion? Are you upset that it didn't take you 1.5 years? I think you probably would say, no, I'm not mad at all. And honestly, thanks for telling me, because I had no idea it even took me 2 years. I didn't remember that it took me 2 years to get from level 3 to level 4, for example. The next thing that's crazy about promotion to me is just the fact that you have to think about what it's going to do for you. And I think I realized for myself that even though I wanted to get promoted to the next level the day after I had gotten promoted, or at least I was thinking about it, I didn't know what the next level even netted me. I didn't know how much more money I would make. I didn't know what my new responsibilities would be. I didn't even know how that would change my life in any way, shape, or form, inside or out of work. But for some reason, I was Pavlovianly trained to want to get to this next level. I just had this goal of going higher, of climbing the next step and the next rung on the ladder, even though I had no idea what the cost of doing that was or what that benefit even was if I got there. And I really think if you're looking for another promotion, that's fine, but I think you should be able to clearly and succinctly say why that promotion is good for you or what it nets you. Is it a monetary gain? Does it allow you to more comfortably pay your mortgage? Does it allow you to put college money away for Timmy? Is it just less financial stress? Does it let you support a relative? Does it buy you the new Lambo? What does it do for you? And I think if you can't actually say what that does, you should really think about why you're doing it. Because if you achieve that goal and there's no actual reward or no transfer that you get for achieving this goal, I just don't really know why you're even doing it in the first place. Another simple reason to think about why you want to get promoted, or maybe consider whether or not you do want to get promoted, is really the stress involved with promotion. Going for promotion is not a relaxing process. Going for promotion, I think, especially as you continue to get promoted, it only becomes harder. It only becomes more involved. And it literally only becomes, I think, harder to convince people that you're worthy of being promoted, because what you need to do constantly grows. The expectation of what you're able to do and contribute to a company and what you should be rewarded for is heightened. That bar keeps moving up every single time you move up with it. So if you're an L3 and you're getting to L4, you move to L4, but now the bar is held at L5. If you want to get to L5, you have L4 expectations that you have to meet and L5 expectations to show that you're capable of being an L5. So weirdly, this thing always moves, which makes sense because you're trying to move to the next level, but it really feels like a carrot and stick. You're sort of just constantly running on this wheel. You're running after this prize. And the crazy thing is, once you get it, there's just a bigger, shinier prize that you have to try and get next. So it comes with a cost. It comes with a cost of probably more stress in and out of work, possibly. It probably involves more work or more sitting at your desk or whatever it is that you do on your 9 to 5 that might become your 9 to 5 to 5 to 9. So it's really a thing you should think about. And you need to weigh whether or not that stress, that extra time, that you missing the gym for 6 months to a year, whatever the cost or consequences that are required for you to get to that promotion again, is something you need to think about. And you need to weigh the pros and cons and see if that's something that actually is worth whatever is on the other side of being promoted. Maybe the scariest thing that I think about and that I realize from this is that that this thing never ends, right? Like I said, there's always a bigger, shinier prize that you can move on to. It's like a video game that sort of just never ends, and they keep raising the max level until I guess you get to like the CEO of the company. But do you even want that? I'm not sure if you want that. But this is a wheel and cycle largely that never ends. You constantly keep getting promoted, and you literally just keep moving up in the company. So if you're kind of like thinking to yourself that this will someday end, it's not going to end unless you actually think to yourself and say, this is my terminal level. I've gotten promoted 3 times, and now I like where I'm at. My work-life balance is good. I'm making enough money. I can handle the stress, or the stress is manageable at this level, or I have enough time to do things outside of work. Whatever your reasons are, figure them out and know what your terminal level is. Otherwise, one day I will be calling you the CEO. And you might not like that. Maybe the last piece of advice I'll just leave you with is the fact that promotions can sometimes be bargaining chips, or titles can be involved in promotions. And that is sort of the only thing that you get with a promotion. It's a nice crisp handshake, and it's you are now the director of marketing. And it does not come with a bump in compensation. And no, nothing has changed. And please get back to work. So are promotions worth it? I think to some extent they are. I think getting to a certain point in your career is worth it, but then you have to decide when you want to stop running and when you want to sort of get off the train, stop running on the treadmill and say, this is my stop. You think about that. I'll see you in the next one.
10 bad bitches in a match. Wrist on Millie Rock, no diamonds on me nasty. When you working hard, then your money start expanding. You just wanna leave me like some candy. And them drugs come in handy.